friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's vlog is going to be about my very first solo market. I like to talk about what worked for me, what sold, what was the most popular, and what I am going to be getting ready for my next market, which will be in November. I'm Diana, and I created this channel as a way for my friends to get to know crochet, how to crochet. We've landed here. Welcome, my friend. If you would like to see more vlogs or tutorials or patterns, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also that actually helps my channel and helps other creators just like you to see my channel, and I really appreciate it.
Hello. Okay, not gonna lie, my nerves are finally hitting me. Getting ready to leave for my very first solo market. I am not going alone, however, I am going to take my husband, and the plan is that he is going to run the money side of things so that I can be the person that greets people and talks to people, and I can crochet and kind of relax, and we work as a team. So got my power gear on, got my Wonder Woman Converse on. Those will help give me some power. So, wish me luck. I will let you know how I do.
I found out about this market by word of mouth from a friend who had also done this market. So I felt pretty good that it would go well. So I hadn't been to the market before, so I didn't know exactly where it was situated. So I did research on what would be most beneficial for me in my market. So I decided that I would do Zelle, and I would do Square, and also take cash. So that worked out really well for me. I didn't have anybody take me up on Zelle, but I would say that I was about 50-50 with cash and with using Square. Now, a lot of people don't know that Square, they have the little devices. I just got a new phone, so I thought just getting an adapter and then plugging in the lightning charge on it would work for my phone. But apparently the little adapter wouldn't let the little piece connect very well. So what we did is we did the touchless pay with, I have an iPhone, so you can use the card and they can tap to pay on your phone. If you don't have a chip reader, you can still use tap to pay. There was only one person that came to pay with a card, and she ended up using another card that was a tap to pay. So that was really nice, and that worked out really well for me. I was really happy with the amount of business I was able to do, because really there wasn't a lot of traffic. So it was 100 degrees and we were sitting out in a patio area, but we were able to sit in the shade, and there was kind of a little breeze, so it wasn't too bad, but we made sure that we had our snacks and we made sure that we had water. Now I say we, my husband came with me and was able to run the money side of things. So he was able to collect the money and to be able to run the charge, which was really nice for me because I could interact with people and talk about crochet. He doesn't crochet. Try this again. Here we go. I'm literally the first booth in here. That's how I have it set up. Clean hands. Bestseller chickens. I had some really great conversations with people. They were all really kind. I was able to talk to people about crochet, and I said, well, I teach people how to crochet on my YouTube channel, and I had several people take my business card, and they are going to be following me, or they said that they would follow me. So hello, my new friends from the market. I met another fellow crocheter. She made the most beautiful little octopus, and they were amazing. She was just designing them right there on the spot. So that was really fun to interact with the other vendors at the market. Was super fun. They asked if I was going to come back, and I told them that I was only going to be doing this one because the time frame didn't work for me, because I don't know if you knew this, but I'm also a track coach in the spring, and so the market ran into spring, so it's every third Saturday, and it ran all the way to March, and that's when my season starts, February and March. And so it made it really difficult to say that I could continue to do that, and I just chose to do one. Market director was really sweet when I called her up on the phone to make my deposit and talked to her about what what I needed and what was most important at the market. She answered all my questions so patiently. That was really great because I had so many questions. Well, I just don't have a lot of experience with markets, but this one was really fun. So you may be wondering, what were the hottest items that I sold? I had items as low as $5, which were these cute little whales. And one tip that I will say was very beneficial is that I tagged each and every one of my items. So I got these little tags off of Amazon, and what was nice is that I put the price on one side, and then on the other side I was able to put the SKU number. So when it came up to the item, I could tell my husband the SKU number and he could look it up on Square, and he could ring that up, and that worked out really well for us. What's amazing about Square, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, is that you can set up your inventory and then it can tell you what's in your inventory, what's left in your inventory. One thing I do want to say about Square is that I had a little bit of a hard time linking my bank account to their site. I just switched banks, and so that was a little tricky, but they were very patient with me and they were able to help me and get that connected. And if there is a time period where your money you aren't able to link it up to your bank account right away, it will sit in your Square account and they won't do anything with it. It'll just sit there until your bank is verified. So that was helpful. One of the things that got a lot of views but didn't get any purchases were my pickles. Everybody thought my pickles were so cute. Let me see if I can get one out. But no one bought them. I was just charging $6, but like I said, this market didn't have a lot of traffic. So for my next market, I'm going to keep just these and not make any more, because I think I have 8 in here and I think that's probably pretty good. I may make some backpack buddies, which was another popular item that I sold a few of. I sold a bee. So this is my bee pattern, and I'm writing a pattern for him. So it's just on a little hook with a chain on it. So like I said, I will add that in the descriptions below. I sold a bee and I sold a chicken, which supposedly was supposed to be a popular item. I made several chickens, but this is the same Mabel pattern by Oak and Marlowe that's super popular, but I made it with velvet yarn, so it's a lot smaller than if you make it with blanket yarn. If you can see that. The chickens also got a lot of views, but nobody bought the chickens. My next market, I am going to make some more. I'm going to make a rooster. I actually, at the market, made a nest. I have a feeling that they're going to do really well at the next market. I'm holding out hope for that, as the chickens are super cute and they're super fun to make. Okay, another one that was super popular were the leggy froggies, of course. Everybody loved the leggy froggies. I can't remember how many I sold of these. They were different colors. I was selling for $10, and someone came through and told me I needed to charge more, but I feel pretty confident and comfortable with $10 on my frogs. Another popular item, no-sew turtles, and this is just an example of one of them that I had. I sold several of these cute little turtles, and I also sold one of my sunflower turtles, which was very awesome. I have my items divided out in categories in my Square inventory, and the turtle section did really well. So I'm going to be making more of these no-sew turtles. I sold one that was a watermelon, but the ones that were regular colored, people seem to like those too. One of the things that I sold that just made me super happy, and I have found lately that they're super addictive for me to make, are these cute little snugglers. The pattern is by Mama Made Minis, and this is the unicorn. So I have my little tag with the price and everything. The tags are, I sold these for $48. The tags, made my tag myself. You got from Cameron's Cute Creations. She has that on her channel, and then I could design the front of it to include my information. Because so many people were interested in my YouTube channel. For my next tags I'm going to make and next business cards, I'm going to go ahead and add my YouTube channel on there as well. Little pins I have that pinned it. I also got those off of Amazon. I didn't want to spend too much on my display items. We just had Prime Days and I had some things saved. And one of the things that was suggested by Cameron of Cameron's Cute Creation was a plant stand. And it came in super handy. It is where I had some of my amigurumis. It was where my best sellers were. One of the cool things about my market was that I was the very first stall. When you walked right in the gate, they saw me first. I was debating back and forth if I should make a sign, and I think it turned out pretty good. What I said was, welcome to Scrappy Warrior Woman, and I put my Instagram little picture on there, and I also put the YouTube symbol with my YouTube channel name, and I did that on a chalkboard that we had for my daughter's wedding. So it's something that I already had. So if you know somebody that has one that you can borrow, that would be really... The other thing that I wanted to get and display, because I was only able to have an 8-foot table, I was trying to figure out how to display all my items without making it look junky. If it's too cluttered, people don't want to see that. And so I was trying to think vertically, and I was also thinking the amount that I put on there. I didn't put all of my things out there. There was actually 2 items that I purchased on Prime Day that really helped me out. One was a set of TV tray tables. So I bought those, and those sat on the side of the 2 plant stands that I purchased. So I bought at Michael's. They had an online sale, wood items, and so I was able to buy my crates there. It's a little tiny crate thing. So I didn't take too much video. It's set up at the market. I just took the front view of it, but I do have video of when I set it up in my front room, which is a good thing to do to practice to see what you are going to and how are you going to display it. I had that set up in my front room. So on my plant stands, they faced coming in to the venue, I had my best sellers. So the best sellers sign I got at Michael's. So one of the things that I made that I really love, and I found that I just want to keep making them, are these cute little loveys. And this is a pattern by my Mama Made Minis. I was trying to figure out how to display these without having them be all scrunched so people could kind of see what they were. But I also didn't want a lot of hands on them because this was one of my higher ticketed items. I didn't want a lot of hands on them. I didn't want to spend any more money on display items. I looked on Pinterest and I saw how people were displaying with shower curtains where they have the little clippies on the top. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I want that so much. But I kind of kept thinking on that idea. And then I had been cleaning the bathroom earlier in the day. I remember finding these cute little things underneath the counter, and I was like, well, they kind of look like an ear. Like always, if I can't think of something, I'll start talking to my husband. He's a great sounding board, and I'll say, hey, I am trying to do this. Do you have any ideas of what would be the best way to display my snugglers? It's almost like you need an S hook. And I got to thinking, and then I remembered I have those shower curtain things. And then I remembered I had cleaned out my crafting stuff and everything was organized, that I had some O-rings. I don't know if you know what those are. Those are like the binder clips that are in binders, but they come apart like this. So what I did, I clipped the O-ring through the mane of the unicorn and through the top of the head of my dinosaur. These were hanging up on the rod that was stable, and then I just hooked the O-ring in there and it hung up there. So it's not a lot of weight, but it also hung up on the plant, the rod in the plant. So when somebody purchased it, they just unhooked it, brought it down, and I took the O-ring off, and we did the whole SKU number. It's important to greet people and look them in the eye and say welcome, but don't be overbearing. I feel bad for this guy in the next booth over. He had some beautiful artwork that he had made, but it might have not been the best venue for him to sell at. And he kept telling people, oh, you need to buy this, you need to buy this. And I tried to just let people shop and talk to them just a little bit. Smiled a lot, but I also didn't want to stand there the whole time and make people feel like intimidated. So I do have a quick story. When I was younger, my nanny taught me how to crochet, and she was a whiz at so many things. She taught me how to crochet, she taught me how to knit. She would also create her own yarn. She had Angora rabbits. I remember taking care of those for her when I was a teenager. And she would also get wool from her mother who had sheep. And so she would cart the wool. So she'd cart the fur of the rabbit, or she'd cart the wool of the sheep and get out all the dirty nastiness. And then she had a spinning wheel. It was mesmerizing to watch. And so she would make her own yarn, and then she would create items, but it was just mesmerizing. She was asked by one of my favorite zoos in the whole entire world. It's located in Tacoma, Washington. Point Defiant Zoo is by far my most favorite zoo in the world. It still pulls at my heartstrings, probably because of this experience, but also because it was probably by my grandparents' house, and we went there often. I was asked to go to the kid part of the zoo, and she sat by the farm animals, and she sat there and she did her spinning wheel, and she was making her yarn. And I was a teenager, and I was sitting there and I was doing my yarn work. So we started having this conversation with people that were coming through the zoo and curious to see how things went. So that was a cool experience, and that just brought that back to me, to talk to people, because people are curious about what you're doing. So that was a sweet experience. One of the things that I took with me that I absolutely loved was my toolbox. Again, I bought this off of Amazon. It has a tray that lifts out of it, and in here I have, here's wet erase marker. I have permanent markers. They're Sharpies. They're like fine points. I have a hole punch for my tags. I have my tags that are organized in this cute little box that has a lid that snaps. I think I got these at Walmart. So then I have my pins, the pin on items. I bought these carabiners and bungee cords to help with my sign, for my signage. And it was a good thing that I bought both, because we ended up using both. The other thing that was nice about this venue is that they had other people helping set up. So they had my tent set up and they had my table set up before I was even there. So the only thing I had to do was get the tablecloth on. I'm excited to do my next market. All in all, my market was really successful in my mind. I set a goal of $20. My medium goal I would have been happy with was $250, and my like, woohoo, let's go goal was $500. I actually made closer to $250, so I felt really happy about that, and I felt like that was a success. Got super nervous right before we got there, and then I got all set up, and then I felt in my comfort zone. And what I'm going to continue to do is so I'm going to continue to make my amigurumi with the various prices, and it was great because I had 3 or 4 people ask for my business card, and when I told them that I do custom orders, they were excited about that. And when I told them I'd ship for them, because I can do that, they were really excited about that. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for the bloopers. Yes, I got a haircut, and I absolutely love it. It is embracing the bed head that I've been having, and I'm really enjoying this short hair. So for my... Woo, go me!